Get in, my people. Welcome, Doug in Exile. Our channel is legal with YouTube once again. We've been cut off from each other, some of us for a year. Some of you guys found my other weirdo side channels, and we're going to start funneling everyone back here to the mothership. So thanks for watching, and I'm just bringing you 4 videos a day. It's you guys watch, and I appreciate you. I don't know all of you, but I get to know more of you if you leave a comment below and tell me who you are, that you're there, and we'll start recognizing you. So thanks for joining us today. Now, the first item I'm just going to bring up, this is only because I did not know this, and I want you guys to always be learning things on my channel, kind of as proof that I'm bringing you stuff that you did not know. I did not know this. Watch this. Here's Scott Jennings with a mysterious picture with Trump, and this image here is blurred out on Twitter. Scott Jennings posts, "Something big is coming, stay tuned." And then there's 3 American flags. He might get an appointment. He might run for governor somewhere. We don't know. Something big is coming, stay tuned, okay? And then this one is the one that flipped me out. Scott Jennings, but being the nephew of Waylon Jennings does. Guys, his last name, Scott Jennings on CNN, is the nephew of Waylon Jennings. My dad we were huge Waylon Jennings fans. So that would suddenly make him just about the greatest newscaster of all time. Now, before I get to something smart, which is going to be Van Jones, I thought I'd bring you something truly insipid, and that is our gal, Jasmine Crockett, who keeps complaining that Elon Musk is dumb. She claims she has an IQ because she went to all these college classes. Yet at the same time, she did not recognize that Joe Biden was in decline. How smart can someone be if even in hindsight, you can't have seen that Joe Biden was in complete mental decline? Here's Jasmine Crockett.
Implication being those people think he has made mistakes.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. People tried to talk about the mental acuity of Joe Biden, and as someone who was able to interact with him, I never questioned his mental acuity. But
I never questioned Joe Biden's mental acuity. That's the quote I'm looking for, and she said it. You're a zombie. You are so blinded by being a Democrat that you can't see straight. And now, even in hindsight, when it's clear to everyone that Joe Biden was mentally decrepit, she goes, I never noticed anything wrong with his mental acuity. Okay, Jasmine Crockett. Well, I got something more to say. I noticed something about your mental acuity. Well, you're odd.
come on now. Come on. Like, you are crashing the economy. We are talking about record.
Okay, wait. Now she's talking about Trump crashing the economy is her definition of him being dumb, or Elon Musk being dumb. What about crashing the economy under Biden? Again, she didn't see it. This is another way of just a Democrat saying, I value my politics more than I value reason, logic, facts. Don't tell me your facts. This is why I don't trust woke Christians either, because they do not have an allegiance to the church first. They have an allegiance to their wokeness first. Jasmine Crockett does not have an allegiance to facts. She has an allegiance to her wokeness first, and then you screen all facts through it. That's what a cult member does. You can no longer see reality. Now, here's Van Jones. Actually, I like him because I think he's thinking. It's not that he's on my side, but he's willing to admit, like, Democrats got something wrong. And how do we make it right? And not just how do we make it right to win at all costs. That's not what he's doing here. This one, he's interviewing 3 black voters for Trump. And it's almost like National Geographic. He's like going into the jungle going, we're going to find out what wacky things these people believe. But he's at least open-minded. He's at least searching. He's at least asking questions instead of pointing a finger and wagging at them like Obama. So I give credit to Van Jones here. This looks like he's honestly putting together a cool opinion piece. Let's watch this together.
Usually when you think about a Trump voter, you think about a white male with a red hat on, but there were millions of black voters who picked Donald Trump this time. So I came here to talk to 3 of them. And I was surprised by what I found. You weren't always a Republican.
No, actually, I come from a family that was like super Democratic. my first time voting, I voted Democrat. I voted for Joe Biden.
What about Trump appealed to you?
Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, part of it is he's an asshole.
That's interesting too, that this black man, the first thing he says when he responds about what he likes about Trump, he goes, am I allowed to say what I like about him? Why would it be controversial to not be allowed to say what you like about who you voted for? That is a unique problem within the black community among black conservatives. This is an interesting answer. Part of why I like him is he's an asshole. He's going to clarify that. It'll all make sense. But this is also kind of true to those of us who had dads that had a mouth on them or were blunt or were opinionated, old school, or they're so confident and they don't just question themselves constantly. That's Trump.
I like authenticity.
You voted for Obama, and then you voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. But 2020, you voted for Donald Trump. What made the change?
I began listening to someone. Her name is Candace Owens. And I read her book, and it just opened my eyes to maybe he's not this person that I have been led to believe that he was.
So you voted against Trump in 2016.
Yes.
But then in 2020, you voted for him?
Absolutely.
Why?
I saw how things were going during his first term, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I was pleased with what was happening. I saw the economy getting better. I saw country relations in certain countries getting better.
You know, people, when they think about a Trump voter, they usually think about like a white dude with like a red hat on and a pickup truck. And y'all are not that at all. So Donald Trump's team went in, they took down Harriet Tubman's picture for a quick minute. They're trying to like knock out the black museums. What does that have to do with the price of eggs, and how does that impact you?
In some ways, it's a slap in the face. In other ways, I don't care.
I like that, the I don't care guy. In some ways, it's a slap in the face. I get it. You take down the Harriet Tubman portrait. You start defunding a museum devoted to blackness. But this is a guy who's also going at the same time, he cares about other issues. There's the I don't care face.
I care more about how I'm going to take care of my children.
I don't think the average American cares about that.
I want to talk to everyone out there right now. He says, I care more about how I'm going to take care of my children. Do you care more about your identity than taking care of your children? He nailed it right there. And, I can sit there and do this black, what is the black man's plight? Where's our museum? Where's my job? Where's my freebies? I'm going to say this to everyone in every single category right now. Where's my equal rights as a gay? Where's my gay marriage? Where's my gay job? Where's my woman? Where's my equal pay? Women, where's my equal pay? Think of all the things the Democrats are selling you. Which one of those is more important than how am I going to feed my kids? Is that not a great winning Trump campaign moment that just blew away everything else? And it wasn't just something, Trump mouthed. It's under Joe Biden, people started fearing, going, how am I going to feed my kids? Gas is too much. Food is too much. Inflation is slaughtering us all. And now we're bringing in a bunch of illegal kids to come in and take all of our, even the welfare net or health and human services or Social Security for old people or veterans benefits. How am I going to protect just me having a shot and my kids having a shot? That's more important than any identity, I'll argue.
I know I am sick and tired of seeing black people sit there and complain about something, but not taking action and steps to actually try to change things in an appropriate manner.
This man is talking about running for a third term. Now, what do you think about that?
That's a test. The third term is a test. They're doing a joke, meme, scaremongering that Trump has joked about the third term, and Stephen Bannon has seriously proposed, and then media is running with it, going, he's going to run for a third term. And really, I think only, I don't even know if he will run for a third term or not. I think it's obviously unconstitutional. I think it'd be very difficult for Trump to pull off. However, all they know is let's try this fear-mongering story and see what people will say now that they threaten them with Trump's going to run for a third term. Remember, they said this during the Biden administration. Once Trump gets into office, he's not ever going to leave. He's going to end votes, even though Democrats are more likely to do that.
The third term, for me, absolutely not. I think it's at the end of these 4 years, it's time to move on.
This is a prime example of him trolling people, because people have said, like, oh, if he gets in the office, he's going to be a dictator. He's going to try to run for a third term. So he's like, okay, y'all think I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna mess with y'all and say this to take y'all out.
I thought you loved this man because he's so authentic and he's such a
But you
truth
need
teller.
to know the difference between somebody trolling somebody, and this is a prime example of him being a troll.
In some ways, I was happier. In some ways, I was sadder. I'm going to tell you right now, there is a movement in Black America toward the Republican Party. And we talked to 3 people who are amazing representatives of that movement.
I can't think of a better, happier ending than that. Credit to a Democrat journalist, Van Jones, for covering this material. And notice, no spin, no bias. He's open. He brought us 3 pieces of information that's important. And it's technically a pro-Trump piece in a very important way. I'm Doug Snaple. What do you guys think? Is the blacks coming into the Republican Party and coming into MAGA going to increase, yes or no? Let's get more of our people in here. I'm Doug in Exile.